Yo, what's going on everybody? Peter back again, narrating another Wi-Fi battle. This time it's against a guy named Kadiekof. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description and his side of the battle. And bear with me here, this is one epic match. It's like 15 minutes or something like that, but it's definitely worth it. So, I'm leading with Vaporeon because I saw he had a lead Machamp and team preview, so I thought I'd want to go for a burn right off the bat. And I didn't really want anything to switch into Machamp, and he's just going to go for lead with a Jolteon, which is a great play, because he saw I didn't have any ground types, so he can go for a Volt Switch. And I'm just going to go for a Protect now, knowing that 95% of Jolteons are Spexed, so I want to see what move he's going to lock himself into, and he just goes for a Volt Switch, which is a pretty good play. And now I'm going to go into something that can take that, which is going to be my Latias. And this Latias is like a support set, so it's got like Recover, Dragon Pulse, Reflect, and Roar. And it really didn't do anything and really hasn't done much, so I'm probably going to switch this out for Standard Calm Mind, which is way better. Anyways, he goes for a Volt Switch and Stab and Specs and all that does like nothing because Latias is a monster, especially defensive. And he's going to bring in his Hydreigon, which sucks for me. And now I'm going to know he's going to go for a Draco Meteor because it's too early to overpredict. And I also have two Steel types on my team, so if he does go for the Fire Blast, expecting my Escavalier to come in, I could have gone into my Heatran. So I go into Escavalier knowing I'm going to take a Draco Meteor. And I also know that he's Scarfed because he came into my Latias, which is naturally faster, so he had to be Scarfed. Anyways, Escavalier takes the Draco Meteor pretty well. It's about a third, and now I got a couple options. I know he's going to switch out into something that resists the Mega Horn, and he has Gliscor and a Registeel, and luckily he goes into Gliscor because I'm going to go for the Iron Head, knowing that really I couldn't have hurt his Registeel if it did come in. And the Iron Head does a good chunk, it does about 50%, but with Toxic Orb and Poison Heal, and he's got maybe Swords Dance, I'm thinking at this point. I don't really want to stay in, and Heatran's like a great surefire counter to Gliscor because I do have the Air Balloon. So I'm going to switch in my Heatran as he goes for Toxic, predicting my Vaporeon to come in. And now he makes a great play and goes for Protect, scouting out to see if I have the HP Ice, and I do have the HP Ice. So that was an awesome play. Now I know he's going to switch, fearing the HP Ice, not wanting to get O-Code. So I'm going to go for the Fire Blast, knowing his only fire resist is Hydreigon, and he's not going to bring that in for fear of HP Ice. And he brings in Machamp, and I go for the Fire Blast, and that does a shit ton to Machamp. And I get the burn, which is friggin' awesome. So now his Machamp is crippled. And this is pretty much the play of the match right here. He's going to go for a Bullet Punch, and that's only going to do like 4 points of damage, but it's going to break my Air Balloon, and as you're going to see, that's going to be a really big deal. So he goes for the Bullet Punch. I'm going to clean him up with the HP Ice, just in case he does want to bring in Hydreigon now to resist Fire Blast. And he's going to pop my Air Balloon. I'm going to clean him up with the HP Ice. And now he's going to bring in his Dugtrio, which sucks, because, you know, had he not carried Bullet Punch, had I switched out or something, then I would have had my Air Balloon intact. But his Dugtrio gets a free switch in, and he's going to easily OHKO me with Earthquake. And this is terrible for me, because, honestly, there's so many other times during the match where I really wish I had Heatran to either hit something hard with Hidden Power Ice, or Earth Power, or Fire Blast, or avoid something with Air Balloon, or set up rocks, really. That would have been awesome. But either way, I have a semi-free switch into my Courage of the Cowardly Dog, who's got guts and everything. And that's going to be my Conkeldurr. I'm going to set up a sub on the switch, knowing he's going to bring in his Gliscor. And I'm just going to go for a Focus Punch, wanting to see how much it's going to do. And it does about like 35%, which is like nothing, especially with Poison Heal. He can like stall me out all day. So that sucks. Honestly, I mean, I don't even know if his Earthquakes would be able to break my subs, though. If I Reflect up, obviously it wouldn't, but I don't know. I'm going to bring in something that can take an Earthquake, and that's going to be my Celebi. He's going to take an Earthquake, and now I'm guessing he might be... Yeah, he's just fearing special attacks in general, so he's going to swap out into his Registeel, and I'm going to go for a nasty plot on the switch. And right here I should have set up another nasty plot, because obviously he doesn't know I have HP fire at this point. That's why he brought in Registeel. So if I had set up another nasty plot, I could have easily O-code this thing, and that would have been such a big help to my team in general. But he's going to go for Thunder Wave, and I mean, I could have taken this Thunder Wave, set up a nasty plot, and then O-code him next turn, and he couldn't really hurt me at all. Either way, now he knows I have HP Fire, so he's going to have to switch out to something that can take that, and that's going to be his Hydreigon, and this Hydreigon is just going to freaking annoy me all game, because I cannot hurt it with Celebi at all. So that's kind of like a semi-free switch into Hydreigon. It only did like 25%, and now I'm going to switch out, and I'm predicting the fire move, so I'm going to go into my Platypussy, my Vaporeon, and he makes a good play and goes for the U-turn, knowing it's 4 times super effective against Celebi. So now he's got a free switch into Registeel again, and now I'm going to switch into my Conkeldurr, predicting the Thunder Wave, and I want to get a Guts boost, but he just makes a good play and goes for the Stealth Rocks, knowing I can't hurt him. And here I'm going to switch back into Vaporeon, thinking that he'll want to switch into Gliscor because I can't touch Gliscor. And he just stays in and goes for a Seismic Toss, thinking that I'm going to sub, which is actually really good for him, because had I stayed in and subbed, he wouldn't be able to break my sub because I have 414 HP. But I bring in Vaporeon on the Seismic Toss. It's not really a big deal. I mean, it's just going to slowly wear me down. It's going to be like a 5 or 6 hit KO. I'm going to go for a Wish, thinking he might bring something else in, and just kind of wanting to get my HP back up, as he's going to go for a T-Wave, which is not really a big deal because I'd rather be paralyzed than toxic. And right here I'm going to go for a Scald, I think, as he goes for a Seismic Toss. And I know it really won't do much, but right now I just want to get him burned, because I know he has no form of recovery, and a burn would just be awesome because it would just slowly wear him down. But I do get paralyzed, or parahaxed, and not really a big deal. He's just going to keep Seismic Tossing me, and I'm just going to go for Scalds. And I don't get the burn this turn, and that Scald does like nothing this whole game. I mean, if I had burned this thing here, I would have been able to worn it down maybe, or just like, you know, just taking out one of his dudes. If I had taken out Gliscor, I probably would have been able to sweep with Conkeldurr. If I had taken out this Registeel, I would have been able to sweep / stall with Vaporeon, except for his Jolteon. But he's going to bring this Jolteon now, knowing he can take a Scald, and I'm just going to go for a Wish, not wanting to get like double parahaxed, and then, yeah, I don't know, I should have just kept going for Scalds. Anyways, now I'm going to switch out, predicting the Volt Switch. Honestly, he could have predicted my switch into any of my 2 electric resists and gone for Shadow Ball and done massive damage, but luckily he just goes for the safe Volt Switch, and Celebi's going to be able to take that pretty well, and I'm going to get the Wish off, which is awesome. So he's going to go back into his Hydreigon, I think, knowing I can't hurt it, and I'm going to get the Wish from Vaporeon, so I'm going to be at near full health, which is pretty sweet. But honestly, this Hydreigon is such a threat to my team. Like if I had Heatran, I could probably come in and, you know, hit it with HP Ice. I want to hit it with Ice Beam from Vaporeon. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring in Vaporeon on the predicted fire move this time, and this time he does go for it, which is, you know, it's a pretty safe play either way. And that does like nothing to Vaporeon. So now he's going to bring in Registeel again. And God, I just wish this thing was dead. Anyways, I'm going to go for Scald, hoping for a burn. No, he's going to switch out, and it does like nothing. I don't get a burn. Not a big deal. And now he's going to withdraw and go into his Jolteon again, and I think I'm going to get Parahack. No, I'm going to go for a Scald again, yeah. So go for a Scald. It does like nothing to Jolteon either. Actually, it does a lot. And anyways, I can't stay in, but I'm just going to go for Protect, thinking he might overpredict this time and go for a Shadow Ball, but he goes for Volt Switch again, which is a safe move. He's getting a constant damage on my dudes, and with rocks and everything, it's kind of wearing my team down, and he's getting switch advantage, so that's good play. Now I'm going to go into my Latias to take it pretty well, but I know that he's going to bring in his Hydreigon, and honestly, at this point, I'm going to choose to fodder out my Latias, knowing it can't really do anything because there's no rocks up, so Roar won't do much. Dragon Pulse, yeah, it won't do much. Reflect, he doesn't have many physical attackers except for Gliscor. So Latias is my pretty much the worst, weakest link on my team. And I kind of want switch advantage, but really I should have just gone into Vaporeon to take a Draco. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure about this play. Anyway, so now I have a free switch into something. I figure my best bet is to go into Celebi to set up nasty plots. And that's what I'm going to do as he switches into Registeel. I'm going to go for a Giga Drain. And I have no idea why I went for Giga Drain. That really confuses me. I should have gone for... I don't know what I'm thinking. And I think maybe I thought he was going to bring in Jolteon or something weird like that. Either way, I should have set up a nasty plot here. And I'm going to go for HP Fire. It's not going to do much. And with Life Orb and Seismic Toss, he's going to be wearing me down pretty far. But I know maybe... Actually, I don't know. But it looks like an HP Fire is going to be 2 KO on this thing. So I'm going to go for another one. And he's going to live with freaking 0 HP. Again, that always happens. Anyways, I know I can live with Seismic Toss because I got 115 health. And I got the recover. So that's good for me. I'm just going to recover off all this damage next turn. And honestly, I should have kind of like recover stalled a little bit to get up to full HP. But this thing, this Registeel is so annoying. I just wanted it dead, basically. It was just stalling my whole team out. Anyways, so I'm going to finish him off this turn with an HP Fire. And like I said, I should have kept recovering, but whatever, it's not a big deal. I clean up his Registeel, but my Celebi is pretty much fodder at this point because it can't really outspeed much and it's slow. So I'm going to leave it in to die. No, I can probably get a free switch in on whatever he locks himself into. And he goes for the Draco, which is good because now he's at -2 spec attack, and I can bring in my Escavalier. And I'm going to go for an Iron Head, knowing the only thing he can bring in is his Gliscor, but since it's at like full health now because of all the poison heal it's taken, or it's received, I guess, a Iron Head's not going to be a 2-hit KO. And honestly, he's just going to go for Earthquake, but he could have gone for Protects and like stalled me out and stuff, so it's not really a big deal. You know, for another Iron Head, it's not going to be enough to take it out. And I'm not going to be able to live another Earthquake, which sucks. So Escavalier did, you know, not much work this game. He almost took out Gliscor, but with Poison Heal, he's not like half health now, or a third. Either way, I'm going to bring in my Platypus one more time. He's going to go for Protect, scouting out what move I'm going to go for. And I actually went for the Ice Beam here, but I got paralyzed, which probably benefited me more than him. Now he's going to go into his Jolteon, knowing he can pretty much take whatever. And I should have just gone for a Scald, but at this point I was it's kind of good game right now because honestly, unless I can get rid of his Gliscor, he's Gliscor and can pretty much just wall my whole team. Except for Vaporeon, but honestly this Jolteon's going to be able to clean up my Vaporeon right now. But he's going to go for a Volt Switch, and I'm going to go for a Scald after I live that. That did a shit ton to Vaporeon, but I lived that like a monster, and I'm going to get Pair Hacked, which sucks, because honestly I probably would have been able to Oko, maybe, I don't know. I would have done a shit ton to Dugtrio, and he obviously would have cleaned me up. I'm just going to go for Protects right now, just kind of maybe see if I can live Earthquake, but it's whatever. He goes for an Earthquake, easily cleans me up. So now I'm on my last dude, my Conkeldurr. I'm going to set up a sub thinking he'll switch out, but he just makes a good play and stays and goes for an EQ, and that does a shit ton, man. I thought that would do like half maybe, but Choice Banded Dugtrio, I actually did about half, I don't know. Either way, with the sub, I got like no HP, 69 HP. Anyways, I got like none left. My only hope is to go for Mach Punch, hoping that I can get an Oko to live with a sub, and I don't. so not really a big deal. I'm just gonna go for another Mach Punch now to clean him up, and he's still got his Jolteon and his Gliscor left, and his Gliscor is just gonna wall me all day. So that's pretty much gonna be a good game. I'm gonna go for a payback right here, as he's gonna go for an Earthquake. It's not gonna be enough to kill me, and payback's gonna do like nothing. But actually, yeah, it does about a quarter, which is like nothing because of Poison Heal and Protect and all that. Either way, I'm going to go for a Mach Punch that gets more damage, and he's going to clean me up with Earthquake. So that's one hell of a game, Kadiekof. We're going to have a rematch sometime. Anyways, if you guys like this epic match, thanks for staying around for the full narration, and leave a like rating if you enjoyed, and comment, subscribe, do all that, and I'll catch you later. Peace.